Check this out. April 2nd is coming. What happened on April 2nd? April 2nd, Trump announced the Liberation Day and the markets started collapsing. On April 2nd. It happened as soon as the markets closed on April 2nd at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. It was already April 3rd overseas in Israel, okay? So you're looking at Nissan 4 and Nissan 5. What does Nissan mean? Nissan means 1 and Nissan means 7, okay? So if we go to Nissan 1 and 7, we go to Nissan, what date is that? That right there is the eve of Rosh Hashanah, the civil new year, Elul 29. On the night of Elul 29, Trump started crashing the markets. Why is that important? Because if you can't see that they're using mirror calendars right here, you're a complete dipshit, correct? You are a complete dipshit. They're using a complete mirror calendar. Elul 29 on the exact day, April 2nd, the mirror you just saw with your own plain eyes. It was Nissan 4 into Nissan 5. Look at that. The eve of Rosh Hashanah. What is that day? That's Elul 29. And what is Elul 29? At the end of every 7 years, you should grant a release of debts, form a release, yada yada. Okay? At the end of every 7 years refers to the last day of the Sabbath year. Elul was the last month of the Hebrew civil year, and the 29th was the last day of Elul. So on the Elul 29, the very last day of the Sabbath, a sweeping transformation took place that for a moment that all debts had to be reckoned and wiped away at the sunset of Elul 29. Right there in your face. Something the Rapture fucking retards will never show you because they're uneducated drug addicts. Okay, now I heard they're all looking at September 23rd. Where were they in 2024? Where were they looking at September 26th? Where were they? Nowhere to be found, because that's why we call them the degenerate drug addict rapture retards, the lowest form of cockroaches on earth. Dr. Barry Braindead, Steve Fletcher, and the rest of those losers. Okay, they'll never tell you this. April 2nd on the dot. They're using a mirror calendar in your face. If you can't see it, you're not even allegedly, you're a rapture retard yourself. Right there in your face. They're using 2024. Once again, 2024, not 2025. That's what they're using in your face. Why is that important? Why is it the exact moment of sunset that Trump wiped out the markets, April 2nd of all days on earth? He picked that exact day. Nissan 4, right there in your face, September 4th and 5th. Why is that important? Because if you want to see what the hell they're doing, you got to also look at if it's a mirror to our date, the Great 8 Day. So now the question is, when did Israel and Iran kick off? It was June 13th in Israel, and it was June 12th in Babylon. Okay? June 12th and 13th. What does Sivan mean? Sivan means 9 and Sivan means 3. So let's go back to our handy dandy September calendar, right, in 2024. What are the flippin' odds? What are the damn odds? Right there, that if we go back to our September calendar, September, right, 9 and 3, we go back to our September calendar, Gentile month 9. Look at the date right there, right? It was the 8th, the 13th. It was the 13th. Right there on the eve of Yom Kippur, the day your name is written in the book of death or the book of life. Once again, when did they pull it? It was the 8th in Babylon. It was the 9th. It was the 9th in Israel, Friday the 13th. You go to 9/13 on the dot. It was the eve of Yom Kippur, the day of judgment, right? Judgment is sealed on that day. When is judgment delivered? It's delivered 13 days later, right here on the Great 8 Day. So that would be June 26th. June fucking 26th, right? If nothing happened on June 26th, what are they doing? You have to look at June 30th. Anything happen on June 30th with the 6s or 9s? No. So what's the next day you look at? You don't know when they're going to pull it, if they're going to pull it on this day or they're going to pull it on the leap of that day, the leap year, right? That's why you got to go through the signpost, unless you're a complete brain-dead, rapture, retard, loser, scumbag, cockroach. Okay? So, the Great Eight Day, on the dot, the eve of Yom Kippur. Okay? So then, when did this Texas flood? When did the Texas flood commence? The Texas floods commence exactly on July 4th. July 4th. What is the date on July 4th? Oh, magically, it's the 8th. Once again, on the 13th of June, 9/13, we go back to our handy-dandy September calendar. When is that day? That day was exactly in Babylon, the 8th, right here. Right here. It was the 12th, 9/12, 6/12, or 9/12 is when it was. The 8th. Once again, the 8th. July 3rd, and then on July 4th, the Texas floods commence exactly on this day, on the 8th again. So what are they doing? They're using a leap year. So if they're using a leap year, what day are we looking at? We are looking at this day right here, the Great Eight Day, right? Shemini Ezrat. But because we're in a leap year, month 7 on the Hebrew calendar wasn't until October. So we go to month 7 in October. What is the day Shemini Ezrat? Right here on the 22nd. But they're using the 22nd from this calendar right here on October 26th. That's why Donnie Darko's damn arm says 826, exactly this day. That's why it says 1224. December means 10, right here. 10/24, October 26 again. And Donnie Darko's calendar has the 22nd with the last X on it, and the 23rd is a Sunday. Donnie Darko's arm is exactly 826, right here, 826 and 12/24, and the calendar it showed you is exactly the day on October 26th of 2024. Now, if you're too stupid to understand this and you think dates are the lotto, like some of these degenerate fuckfaces in the comments, you think that's a lotto? If you think that October 26th right here in your face is a lotto, you're a complete retard. You're a loser. You're a scumbag. Go watch Fletched Hard and the Dr. Barry Brain Dead and the rest of those scumbags. Okay? These people cannot hit anything because they're using nonsense. They're telling you exactly when shit's gonna go down. On this day, October 26, 2024, Tishri 24, September 24th, the day you'll never forget where you're standing, Doomsday, it's this day. So if they're using the mirror calendar, what is the mirror? They started the war on Yom Kippur, on the exact mirror of the eve of Yom Kippur. They started the Texas floods on Yom Kippur on the other calendar, exactly on this day. All you do is wait 13 days, go to this day, September 26th. But because we're in a leap year, what are they doing? They're going to October 26th. When is October 26th? It's on the damn 22nd. That's why Donnie Darko's arm. And what's 8 minus 6? It's 222. And this Texas flood story. Let's look at the Texas flood story, okay? So the Texas flood was on July 4th. If you go to July 18th, the day we're looking at, you go to the lunar of that day, like I showed in the last video, you go to the lunar of that day right here is on June 23rd, right? June 23rd is exactly the lunar of that day. What is that day? It's the 27th, right? 27, right? The 23rd, the 27th. What is that day here? 24th on this calendar right here. The 24th, see? The 27, once again, the 27 right here. And when's the 27th here? It's on the 24th. So what numbers are they showing you? 27 and 24, okay? That's the exact lunar date of July 18th, the precise lunar date of July 18th. July 18th, June 23rd. July 18th, June 23rd. Once again, you go to June 23rd. What is that day? Savan, which means 9 and 3. There is your September 23rd connection. It's not on real September 23rd like the raptards are showing you. That's why we call them cockroaches. And June 23rd, right there. And when is June 23rd? It's on the 27th, right? So all you do is you go to the 27th here, and it's the 24th. And why is that important? You'll see in a second. So remember that number, 27 and 24 is the Julian. What is the Julian of July 4th? Obviously, 13 days prior to from July 18th is right here on July 5th. And what does Tammuz mean? Tammuz means Tammuz means 10 and 4, obviously, right? So 10 and 4. So what is that day? What is July 5th? July 5th is 10 and 4. May the 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you. Okay? But what is that day? It's 10. So that's 1-5. That's May Day. May Day. May Day. So that's 5-1. We have 27 and we have 24. Now watch this. What was the first thing reported from this Texas flood? 24. You see with your own eyes. That's the first thing reported on Drudge. 24. Okay? Then they updated it saying 27. Right? 27. Then they updated it to say 51. 51. Dude, you are not Dr. Barry Braindead and Steve Fletchtard. What are the odds? What are the odds? The lunar of that day is 27, 27, and 24. And the Julian of that day, July 18th, is 51. 1-5. Dude, are you kidding me right now? If you don't see this, you stop watching, unsubscribe, go watch one of the Rapture. And when is the International Day of Judgment? On the 17th. On the damn 17th, January 17th, 2024. Every year it's on the 7th. And what's 11 minus 6? This is the month January. January was month 11 and month 5 in 2024. So if we go to 518, what is that day? That's J6. J6. Right there. On January 18th, right? 518 is J6. That's why they push J6 down your throat. Right there. And if you go to the 18th here, what is that day? January 30th, the day Miss America was suicided, right? Off the 29th floor, reported on the 30th. Off the 29th floor in New York, reported on the 30th. They're clearly using 2024 in your face. What are the odds? It's the International Day of Judgment on 5/17. On 5/17 is the International Day of Judgment in 2024. Okay? If that's the International Day of Judgment, then what day are we looking at? We're obviously looking at this exact day. This is why February made you shiver with every paper you delivered. Because in 2024, because we were in a leap year, month 5 was in February on the Hebrew calendar. So month 5 was right there. And what is that day? 5/17 was February 26th. And what happened on February 26th in 2025? The goat ritual, the goat and dog ritual. I had in advance. How many Raptards can hit not only dates, but the exact headlines of those dates? Look at the videos I made before February 26th. I said, watch February 26th for goat and dog, Lupercalia. And every headline was a goat and dog. And what is the very first lyric of Wake Me Up When September Ends? Summer has come and passed. What is the only day that summer can come and summer can pass? July 18th. What is that day? 7/18. And what does Tammuz mean? Tammuz means 10. Okay, so let's go to our handy dandy September calendar. Let's look at the date 7/18. 7/18 was, when is 7/18? 7/18, right there, 7/18 is the day that summer ends, the fall begins, exactly on 7/18. And what else is the day on July 18th? Tammuz, 10/22. 10/22. When does winter? When's winter? It's 10, right? 10/22, 10/18. So let's go to December. December means 10. So we go to December. If we go to December, what is that month? December is 10. When is winter? 10/18 on the flippin' dot. 10/18 and 7/18. The only day that summer can come and pass, is on 7/18 and 10/18. And was the only day? That's Tammuz 22, 10/22. And when did Israel get attacked? When did Israel get attacked? On October 7th, over and over again. We go to October 7th, What is that day? It's 722, Tishri 22. But what are they doing? Twisting calendars. So it's Gentile month 10 and day 22. When is 1022? 1022 is right here on this exact day, Tammuz 22, on July 18th. What if it's not July 18th? What if it's not July 18th? What month are they using? They're using the month of October in 2024. So if you go to October of 2024, what is the day we're looking at? We're looking at right here, right? October, right? We're looking at 1022. What is that day? Tishri 20. What is Tishri? 1 and 7. 120. That's why the inaugurations are always on the 20th. And what did The Simpsons show? Mainstream media, January 20th. They literally showed January damn 20th.
You owe me a new pair of glasses. Oh, that's what I get for voting for Kanye.
And how long was the clip? 126. 126. Are you kidding me? From mainstream media. And when is 126? Right here. 7 minus 6 is 1. 126. The damn 22nd. And what are the damn odds? What are the damn odds? It's the damn 20th. Unbelievable.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Gottfried. This is for San Francisco, being sent by Harp. Stay off the Golden Gate Bridge on August 11th, or I'll shake you down. Here I come.
And what are the odds? The mayor of San Francisco, her birthday is August 11th. When is August 11th? It's not on August 11th. It's 118 backwards. Right there. August 11th, 118. They're not going to make it easy as telling you September 23rd, then pull it on September 23rd. Once again, unless you're a brain dead fuckface Rapture retard. And this is why you call July, before you dig, Julie before you dig, 811. 118. What is the only 118? What are the damn odds? Tammuz means 10 and 4. So 10 and 4, right? 10 and 4. 118 right there in your face on the 22nd. On the exact day Israel got hit, on the 22nd, October 7th. Pray your flight not be in winter nor on the Sabbath. Stay off the Golden Gate Bridge on that flippin' day. On August 11th. When did the Iran has a nuke headline come out on Drudge in 2022? Nobody knows, right? On 7/17. And when did the New York PSA come out? On 7/11, July 11th. So what is that? Right there. July 11th, right? 117, 7 is right here because we're in month 4 and month 10, 117, and it's 10/22. It's the exact day, 7/17. Iran has a nuke headline came out. All of it right there. If it's not this day, then we simply go to, what day do we look at? They're telling you we're in the month of 10, so we're definitely in the right month. We are absolutely in the right month. So all we do is you go to October, right there, and because that was Tishri, the Great 8th day. So could it be the 18th? Obviously, we're looking at the 18th, right? Tishri 18, right? So if it's not the 18th, what day do we look at? We're looking at they're not going to pull on a 22nd. That's too obvious. That's a Raptard date. Any date that's obvious is called a Rapture retard date. They're not going to do it on the 22nd. Are they going to do it on the 23rd? No, too much coding on the 23rd. So, and are they going to do it on the 25th? No, that's Christmas in July, the 25th. The only day that they can hide is maybe they do it on the 26th or 29th, but that's still too obvious in my opinion. Right here. So the day we're looking at is exactly 18th. And once again, when is the 18th? When was the 18th on this October calendar? It was exactly on right here, right here. The 22nd, right? The 22nd was 120, The Simpsons, 120. And when was it? Trump said 7-11 is 9/11, 7/11, 9/11. There you go. The 21st into the 22nd. When is the only that 7/11 is 9/11? On 10/17, right there. 7/11 is 9/11. October 21st. October 21st is 7/11 and it's 9/11 right there in your face, dude. In your damn face. So they're gonna pull it in the middle of the day of July 18th. They'll never do it on the emoji day on 7/17 because the Raptards could maybe figure that out. They obviously can't figure anything out. Maybe they can figure that out if they weren't on so many drugs. But all these connections, including when September ends. When does September end? September ends exactly on June 26, right? June 26 is the exact day. June 26, right down here, is the exact day September ends. So if we go 3 days past July 18th, that's the 21st. So they're not going to do it on the 21st. That's too obvious, the 21st night of September. So what are they using? They're using this 26 right here. Wake me up, September ends, and the exact day summer comes and passes, the exact day of winter, and the rest of it right there. That's why we're looking at July 18th. Call July before you dig 811. And what is the day the music died? July 5th. July 5th, Black Sabbath takes the stage for the last time. Black Sabbath, and what is that? July 5th, look at that timestamp. On 7/6, right? 7/6, 6/7, 7/6, and 3/23. 3/23. And the last time. And who was a big proponent? Who was a big Black Sabbath fan? Kurt Cobain, the big fan of Black Sabbath. Inside of them is a major influence. And who was Kurt Cobain? The member of the 27 Club. Kurt Cobain dies at the age of 27 as part of the 27 Club. And what are the odds? July 5th is the Julian of July 18th. And was that 3/23? And when is 3/23? Exactly on this day, June 23rd, 3/23. Hidden right here, the damn lunar of July 18th and the Julian of July 18th. Black Sabbath, the day the music dies, the 27 Club. Adios, amigos. The Black Sabbath, it's over. The Black Sabbath begins midday, July 18th.
Oh! Yeah, I know! Tacos, we're going crazy now.
Today will not be known as Taco Tuesday. It will be known as Freedom Friday.